Ladies and gentlemen, good day. My name is Tom de Lange. I'm the sales manager for ThermoflexX for Europe. And I want to give you a presentation on our ThermoflexX product line. So please join me in my presentation. As you all know, probably we are part of the Flint Group under the packaging umbrella where we have the Cyclone Group. Cyclone Group has two divisions. We have the digital solutions, so the manufacturing of Cyclone, the digital presses. And then we have the pre-press solutions where we manufacture all type of CTPs. We have three lines there. We have the ThermoflexX line is the CTP for flexo plates, of course. The AGFA, we are still making all CTPs for AGFA newspaper industry. And we still have the basis print, our own Lito CTP system. We are found in 61 in Ypres, close to the French border, in Belgium, of course. And we have there a plant of 40,000 square meters, and we work around 75 people there. Most important is that we try or we do everything in-house. So we are building, manufacturing, assembly, everything in-house. And we do have more than 25 years experience in building CTPs. And during that time, we shipped more than 7,000 CTPs worldwide. So I want to guide you through our presentation. So we will discuss a little bit about ThermoflexX imaging. Then ThermoflexX, the software, some screening that we have, and then the plate processing line, the Catina line. So on the images, we have five types of images. We have a 20 inch up to an 80 inch, the biggest size. When we start to start with the manufacturing or development of the new generation 2 ThermoflexX, we had three pillars where we want to work on it. So we worked on productivity, on the quality, of course, and automation, so that you can reduce your operation time. So the quality or the speed, we have different options. On the 20 and the 30, we can go from 20 up to 50 watt lasers. Then on the 48, you have the option to have a 50 or 100 watt laser. So then we talk about 3 or 6 square meters an hour. And then on the 60 and the 80, you can even have the option of having a double head, so 2 times 100 watt. And then we reach the 12 square meters an hour. What's the most or the fastest system on the market for the moment. Also very convenient thing we have is that we are able to image different resolutions on one plate. So meaning that the system is detecting automatically the system, and so the optic will automatically switch from one resolution to the other, so that you can gain a lot of time with it. Then also on the quality of the machine, of course, what we did is that, okay, for us, for everybody, the imaging head is the most important part in your machine. So to protect this as much as possible, we have built a shield in front of the imaging head. So that protects your head in case of a plate is flying off of the drum. It will hit the protection shield and not your imaging head. So meaning in case that happens, then after calibration, you can start up and running again, no problem. So no need to have an engineer to come over to recalibrate or to fix the imaging head and so on. So you can save a lot of time and cost with that. Then on the quality, on image quality, of course, we can go up to 10,160 dpi. Standard is the machine with 2,400 or 2540 dpi. We have the option of the high-res resolution, so then we go up to 5080 dpi. And we have a quite open system, so we can do any resolutions in between. Quality is also meaning the quality of the machine. Yeah. So we are using to drive the drum a direct drum drive. Why do we use that? Is that because in case of an emergency stop, a direct drum drive can stop the drum in less than 2 seconds. So for security reasons, quite important. When you have a system that is driven by a belt or a chain, then it takes much longer. Okay. And also the way we are moving the imaging head, as you see here, it's an 80 with a double head. Normally it's with a single head. It's we are moving the imaging heads on a linear motor. Linear motor is in fact a magnetic field that we controlled electronically, and that's the way we are moving the heads. The advantage is that we have no friction or contact between the moving, so the bar and the imaging head. So that means that your accuracy from day one after 10 years will be exactly the same, because you have no friction or touching between those two elements. The machine is built on a granite block of stone, so it makes the machine very stable and very heavy built. And those this granite block is on vibration cushions. The vibration cushions are absorbing all vibration that's coming from outside of the machine. So meaning that if you have your machine next to a printing press and your printing press is running and gives some vibrations, the cushions will absorb it. So that vibration will not have any influence on your quality of your image on your machine. Then also for very important on quality as well, is that every machine is built in with an integrated calibration system. So everybody can easily calibrate his imaging head himself. So that gives you consistency and quality and a stable quality, of course. Then about the automation. So on the big machines, meaning on the 60 and the 80, we have built in a kind of a trolley that can flips over. You can drive around in your production, you can go back to your plate in the warehouse, drive it into your machine. The table is also adjusted in height, so you can drive after that with the same trolley to your exposure unit to expose the plate. So it makes very handy to transport very big corrugated plates as well. We also have in the machine an automatically vacuum slider. So the vacuum slider goes into position when you image a partial plate. It goes up in position along the width of the plate, and it cuts all the rest of the drum off of the vacuum. So that means with this you don't need to mask or tape any plate. It goes automatically. So even a partial plate you can load and unload automatically. Of course, when you have a very thick plate, then for corrugated, for example, then the plate is much more rigid and doesn't fall automatically into the clamps. So therefore, we have built in a system that is pushing the thick plates into the clamps, so the clamps can close. So even the very thick plates you can load and unload automatically. On the smaller machines, the 20 and the 30, we have built in a paddle on the bottom so that you can control with your feet. So that gives you the two hands available to load and unload your plate on the drum. And as you can see also there, we have the vacuum slider available on those machines. We also have more for the raper houses, let's say, we have a plate thickness sensor. This sensor measures the thickness of your plate, and if the thickness of your plate is not matching the file you have sent it, then he will give you a warning to say, look, or the plate is wrong or the file is wrong, so that avoid to have image bad plates. So again, saving costs. All the machines have their interface where you have all the files waiting to be imaged. and the remaining time on each file. Also, when you push the service button here, then you see a list of all maintenance you have to do with the date when it will be expired. So that gives you the opportunity to anticipate on maintenance to do. So when you have to change the filters or things like this, the system will tell it to you and tell you the date, so you can anticipate on that as well. Then on the 30 and the 48, you have the option to have what we are calling a hybrid drum, meaning that you have a drum with vacuum, so for the flexo plates, and magnetic for the steel back plates, so of letterpress plates. And you can also have register pins built in to register your pre-punched plates on it. Okay. Then we will have a short introduction on our software. It's more the surface screening, what we are calling our woodpecker. So everybody knows, I suppose, surface screening give you a higher density of your inks, a smoother laydown of the inks, and avoid some effects that we don't want. We have different types of surface screenings. We have the single patterns, sorry. We have the multi-pixel patterns, W06, and then we have our nano. It's our flagship on the surface screening. So what can it do? The nano can improve all your halo effects, so it's very clean. The edge avoiding, you see, it's much smoother than, and your dots are much brighter with our nano surface screen. And then last but not least, our new product line, it's all the plate processing equipment, what we are calling the Catina. So we have an exposure unit, we have a washer, we have a stacker, we have a dryer light finisher. So we have the complete line. So our Cartina E, it's a 100% LED exposure unit. So main and back exposing is with LED. It's a modular concept, meaning that you can connect it always afterwards to our ThermoflexX. It's a closed system. It's also a very, let's say, productivity system. So it can follow the 12 square meters of our ThermoflexX. It has an auto calibration system, and it's a completely controlled system internally. So as I mentioned, it's main and back exposure LEDs. The main exposure, it's with the LED bar that you can go across the plates. It's an open system, so you can choose the number of passes you want, the speed where you want to pass on the plate, and so on. So, and very important also, it can also expose the very thick corrugated plates of up to 7 millimeters even. So as I mentioned, it's a closed system. So that means that that we can control the environment of our plate, meaning that we can air cool the system. The LEDs are water cooled, so there's a heat extraction system. So we keep the temperature completely under control. That's also the reason why we can go up to 12 square meters an hour. And of course, you can connect the LED exposure to our ThermoflexX, where you need the bridge to connect. But for us, it's not simply a bridge, it's a bridge roofer, and the roofer is bringing the plate into the exposure unit and put it on the table, and it goes back. The reason why we do it like this and not just pulling the plate up on the glass table, it's because the way we do it here, so by dropping the plate here and go back, is that we avoid to have air bubbles under the plate. So that's a big advantage. Then we have the Cartina W, so it's a solvent washer. It can also follow the 12 square meters of the ThermoflexX, of course. It's with an automatically pin bar system included in the system, a complete closed system, so less smell. And we have the option of the trolley to collect your plate. So with the trolley, it's under the washer, so there you can take out the plate with the trolley. There is also, of course, a buffer. So when you're away with the trolley, there is a kind of a closing shutter door where the next plate is coming up. So when you are back with the trolley, he puts the plate then on the trolley. So the reason why we did this is it's possible to have, as a one man, can handle even very big, heavy plates. It's an easy loading system with an automatic detecting system so that your plate is always straight into the machine. And it's with a punch, not a punch bar, but a pen bar. The system is completely closed, so it gives you less fumes and smells, so it can be in a normal environment. And so it's a complete closed system with a number of brushes in it and a very big tank of solvents, so no need to replace it or to fill it quite often. As I mentioned, it's not with a punched plate, but with a pen bar. So you don't have to punch the plates in advance. You just put the plate into the washer, and the system will take the plate with the pin bar. The advantage is that we only lose 8 millimeters of edges because of that. And it's an automatic system. So that means that you have 3 pin bars in the system, and the pin bars are coming automatically back to the front. So you don't need to go into the back to collect your pin bar to coming back in the front. It goes automatically. Then we have a dryer light finisher, standard with 6 drying slots, 1 finishing slot, a plate system to transport the plate with a kind of elevator, a controlling system included in it, and you can work with the same trolley. So as I mentioned, all the drawers are controlled, so we know exactly what's the temperature in each drawer. We know also the output of the lamps, the power of the lamps. If there is some errors there or problems, they will give you a warning to say, look, the temperature is not enough, or there is a problem with the lamps. So it's a complete controlled system, so it keeps your quality constantly. And you can use the same trolley as for your washer to drive around with the tables, and it's with a kind of an elevator that lifts up your carrier with your plate. So no need to be with 2 persons to load or unload a plate on that. And then we have the washer dryer light stacker, sorry. So that's a complete automatically system where you have 10 drying slots, 1 finishing slot, and even 7 position stackings, so to rest the plate. So as you can see, it's a complete automatic system with a robot included who who automatically take the plate from the dryer to a stacking position, or automatic from the light finishing position to a dryer, and so on. So it's complete automatic system. So no need of any intervention. Big advantage is the footprint. It's less than 7 meters long. What's quite unique in the market. And then last but not least, you can have the full line automatically. So that means that you can go from the ThermoflexX loading plate, go to the expose unit, a robot who takes the plate, puts it into the washer and a stack, and at the end there is a finished plate coming out. So it's a complete possibility of a complete inline system. So it's a small footprint again. It's a modular concept. So if you buy today an expose unit and a washer, you can always make a complete line after it. And when you have the complete line, it's one operator who can control everything. And we have some smart communications tools on it, So where you can see from a distance where each plate is positioned and then how much the time remains to finish the plate and so on. So a complete system. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was my presentation. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. You'll find my coordinates on our website, and I hope you liked it and enjoyed the rest of the day. Thank you. Bye-bye.